just too crazy for my brain to handle. Question of the day. Is the question of the day stupid, or should I keep doing it? Let me know in the comments below. Ladies and gentlemages, civilians across the multiverse, welcome back to another episode with Man, and today we've got a juicer for you. We've got Callum, Jin Emperor. It is the Emperor's new groove, baby. This is a legendary creature. I absolutely love this thing because it pretty much replaces itself in value. It's got Flying Ward 2, and then you can breathe Callum's Breath here, tap up to one target non-land permanent, draw a card. Now, when you exile two other cards in your graveyard, which you'll be filling up the graveyard with these Emperors here, you're going to be able to exile two and then return it to the battlefield tapped. So you get a 5/6 flying with Ward 2, and you get your value before you play it onto the battlefield. So this is really, really awesome. And last but not least, you discard it, you get a card, you conjure it, and it's 7th from the top. So you pretty much are just going to be flooding your resources, your hand, your library with these Emperors, and you get pretty much unlimited value. I love this card. So what is the best way to use this? Well, it's the Diviner of Fates, because you get out the Diviner of Fates and it says whenever you discard one or more cards, and it only triggers once per turn. So when you connive or when you discard anything, you're going to get a card back. So you use the Emperor on your opponent's turn, like you would with, even say like a Raffine's Tower, anything with cycling, anything that you can discard on your opponent's turn. You can even use a blood token with the Citystalker Connoisseur, and discarding on your turn and your opponent's turn is going to lead to unlimited value. And I think that this deck is, I don't want to say tier 0, but it's probably close to tier 0. I think that if you're playing best 2 out of 3, or even definitely best 2 out of 3, this sort of Esper shell is probably tier 0. If you're not playing this, you are at a disadvantage. It's literally that good, especially with our new Tasha Unholy Archmage. You can play this in midrange, you can play this in control. +1 just weakens all your opponent's creatures, and you might think it's a little underwhelming. It's not, I promise you. Giving everything that swings in a -1/-1 counter every turn is so annoying. It is insane. The -2 can fetch a crazy type of creature here, so Tasha is wonderful. Other than that, we do have the Mind Spike over the Duress because it replaces itself if you do not find a card. You do lose a little bit of life, but aggro is not that prevalent anyway, and this is pretty much what we got here. We have some Undercity Plunders, Bind to Secrecy, all the good stuff. So this is the deck. Hopefully we can find our new group with this Emperor here, and this card is absolutely insane. I cannot wait to get into this one. Make sure to leave a like. The button looks just like this. Helps out the channel tremendously. Go ahead and subscribe if you have not already. And without further ado, let's get ready to vanquish some enemies. There you go. How are we doing here? We have 2 Emperors, so let's see if we can put them on ice with our lovely Emperors here. You gotta love the Tasha's avatar. Very, very pretty. They do. This is not very pretty though. Come on, we like nice sleeves on this channel. Absolute sucker for some nice sleeves. They just look so boring. I don't even care that we're giving information away. Don't care. Hello, Dragon. How you doing? Welcome to the show. White. Forsaken Crossroads. Okie dokie. Unfortunately, we have the Raffine's Tower, which is not going to be able to do anything with the Mind Spike this turn. So we're kind of like behind a turn, but it is what it is. Probably going against some sort of Esper as well. So I'm going to go for the Mind Spike here. Yep, they've got nothing to tap with the Jin Emperor anyway, so we might as well do this. And then we play down the other Raffine. Oh, wow. They're going to do Warrior Disruption, my Mind Spike. That is interesting. That means they've got some goodies in there. Okay. Let's see what you got for me. We do get into a Diviner of Fates, which is absolutely lovely, considering this is, I mean, they're all good cards. I don't know. This card is just absolutely insane, though. And what do we want to get rid of here? We can get rid of we already have 2 of these, so they're not really a creature-heavy deck, so tapping things with this is not that important. Plus, we get something back, and we put this into the graveyard, which later on in the game, we all know what this can do. Using Conniving... Oh, Callum, you're so conniving, I tell you what. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Everyone gets the memo how good this card is. This card is absolutely insane. It's just, you just always like seeing it. It's just never bad, really. Key to the Archive. Whoa, that is quite interesting. Okay, they do have to discard a card, so let's see what they have to discard. Wow, they actually have the foil version. Holy crap. I do not. Wow. I wonder if did they pay for it? Or was that like a daily deal or something? I actually have no idea. Alrighty though, we got a Diviner of Fates. We still have a threat on the board. They're going to have to answer it. We can flash in a Wandering Emperor, so I'm feeling pretty decent here. The only thing I'm a little scared of is this Key to the Archive. And now we've got a Raffine, and at this point, I would love to have a Skyclave Apparition for this Key to the Archive, but we don't have one, so I'm going to actually go for the Raffine here. We'll drop this for blue, swing on in, and we get a nice little connive action. I want to kind of keep the land. We are going to be able to replace whatever we get rid of. What do we not like here? I think we kind of like everything. We can just get this back. So, yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Whatever land we get, 17 to 20, and we're looking pretty decent. Now, we can go for the Emperor and tap out their Key to the Archive, but I don't really know what they have in their hand here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could have put a stop at their upkeep and then use the Emperor, but I think going for Raffine, establishing Raffine here is pretty good too. See, we got one in the graveyard. Obviously, oh, farewell. Well, okay, we've got 0 in the graveyard. I was totally lying. So what do we want to do from here on out? I think we can do, let's go for white. And I think just dropping an Elspeth's pretty good. This Key to the Archive is a little scary, because I know they still have the card that they conjured with it. And we can go ahead and tap it, so that's pretty cool. But I think, let's do this. Let's get a little crazy. We're doing this for the content anyway, so I want to really showcase off the Emperor here. So I guess we're going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to get rid of the Angel here. I don't think they're going to be able to do any damage anytime soon. So let's go ahead and get rid of you. I know they have Hall of the Storm Giants, but they're not going to want to do that. And then we're going to put a stop. And then we're going to use the Emperor on the Key to the Archive. So whatever they have here, and what's so good about the Diviner of Fates is because it is their turn, we get another creature from our Diviner of Fates. So if they want to use the mana for this, yeah, obviously they can. They can, but they don't get to play, like, you know, a creature or something. So maybe they have instant or sorcery. But either way, we play it on their turn, and we get another Conjure from the Diviner of Fate. And that is just too much value. It's just too much value. So they're going to use the Emperor. Okay. Emperor versus Emperor. You got to love it. Game recognizes game. That's for sure. Okay. Oh, well, I guess we'll go ahead and put this off now. Yep. I'll feel pretty stupid, like, yeah, exactly. So now they lost their mana here. So they lost the Key to the Archive mana, so that ended up being pretty good. They do get a Farewell again, but I don't really care that much. We still have a lot to work with here. What's nice about Farewell is they cannot touch Planeswalkers. So let's go for Elspeth, and no matter what happens, you can't do anything about it.
Point me towards the fight. I'm ready.
She's ready. I guess we'll drop this. Doesn't really matter. I think we're all good on the colors here. So I'm going to go for Elspeth. We're going to go for +1 here. We're going to get rid of it.
Win it.
So I guess we'll go for flying, right? Let's just go for Vigilance, because I want to keep the Elspeth nice and healthy. And this way, if they do, just, yeah, so if they use Farewell beforehand, they still can't do any damage on Elspeth. That was what's really nice about this deck. We just have like an out for pretty much everything here. So, wow. Oh, so they do despark our Elspeth.
Give up hope?
I'll never give up Elspeth. Never. So they can go for... Actually, they cannot go for Farewell outside of a land drop here. So, but that... Oh, just a Doomscar. Okay. Okay, I think that's fine. They've got one Farewell left. And they're going to get another Callum here. Ooh. We can just go for Emeria's Call. Like, that is an option. Go for Wandering Emperor. Again, they do have this Farewell. Do we just kind of... We can drop the Emeria's Call, or we can go for Raffine, and then we can go for Emperor. I think that's pretty good. I think I'm going to do that. Let's go for Raffine first. Raffine, and we will end the turn, and then we can flash in the Wandering Emperor. Even if we didn't have flash on the Wandering Emperor... Whoa. Whoa, that is actually pretty problematic here. So, okay. Okay, I mean, we still have the Meat Hook Massacre. But I want my Raffine to get kind of big here. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go for double Emperor here. Double Emperor here. And then we can meat hook after we increase our Raffine's power here. And look at this. This is what the Emperor is about, baby. Let's go ahead and exile these two. We're going to get these back here, right? Now, it sucks that they have this farewell looming. But still, though. Still. We're going to swing in here. We'll put it on Raffine. And we'll get rid of you. And I guess we can just get rid of a regular land here. But because we have 5 now, right? We get more Emperors going. Down to 6 they go. And I'm going to go for Meat Hook for 4. I know they're going to want to farewell us anyway. But... ooh, this is actually kind of close here. I actually don't think I want to spend resources on the Meat Hook at this point. I think I would rather just... whoa, yeah, okay. Because if they, like, swing in, they can't really swing in. They can't cast the farewell either. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do it. Let's just not be too cute here. I think we still have a lot of control here. Again, I know that they're just going to use the, you know, farewell, but whatever. They're going to get rid of these cutie pies. But that's okay. It's okay. We still have an Emperor in the graveyard. Well, actually they won't, because they'll most likely use the graveyard. But we still have 2 Planeswalkers, so I don't think I really care that much. Plus, if we didn't clear them and then played like Tasha or something, they're going to be... oh, okay. So they keep the farewell going, but they lose 2 life. And they are slowly but surely going to lose the war of attrition here. So they can go for farewell. I think we probably just go for Hive of the Eye Tyrant. So let's go ahead and do this. We'll swing in. I'll take away their Emperor, because I don't want you doing any Emperor nonsense. We'll take them down to 1. We'll play this for maybe white, and we get to untap it. And we'll go ahead and do the Wandering Emperor. We actually could have left the Callum in their graveyard and then stole it with the Tasha, but I would rather flash in the Wandering Emperor. And I'm not really sure how they get out of this, to be completely honest with you. We do have another Emperor on the top of our deck here. Oh my god, look at these Emperors. Look at all these Emperors. Forsaken Crossroads. They can go for a Hall of Storm Giants, but that's literally lethal. I mean, we have this Hive of the Eye Tyrant. The Hive of the Eye Tyrant alone is lethal, so... and they just give it up. The Emperor's New Groove, baby. Sirenta, how are we doing here? Let's go ahead and keep this. I think we're good. You gotta hate the boring sleeves, though. Come on. We're supposed to be having... man, it's just a fun game. We're trying to win, but it's a fun game. We're trying to have some fun here. Some naked sleeves. Ugh. Just a travesty. So, Xander's Lounge. We both have our Raffine's Tower in Xander's Lounge. We have our new Capenna lands out. Let's see what else you got here. Undercity Plunder. That is a problem. We'll go ahead and give them the Underdog, because the Underdog can just come later. And you know what? Ugh, not the best here. I guess we just roll the dice and just decline. We are going to Undercity Plunder them back. So I think... I guess it just becomes a luck game. You know, if we give them something, it was just kind of unlucky. Hopefully, if not, it could just be a land. So they actually... okay, we gave them a Meat Hook Massacre. So we kind of just trade Undercity Plunders here. And they actually give us the card. So I personally don't think that's the way you should play it. I think you should always usually decline them early game. I don't know, maybe that's maybe that's an error in my game, but who knows? Raffine's Tower. I feel like either way, whatever you let them conjure. Yeah, well, conjure, it perpetually just gains whatever. Yeah, it is what it is. Fable of the Mirror Breaker here. Let's see, should we just... I think we're gonna have to just Vanishing Verse this thing. It's not great, but at least we take care of it right away. We don't have to worry about it later. Diviner of Fates. Well, it's either Underdog or Diviner of Fates. I think it's gonna have to be Diviner of Fates. I think, I don't know, because then if we go for Tenacious Underdog, we can do this, and when this thing attacks in, that gives it incentive to attack in, and then we can get rid of it with the Herald of Vengeance. So I think because I have the Herald of Vengeance, we're good. We're okay with that. Alright. Skyclave Apparition might come in handy. I know we give them the treasure token this way. I think they would have done that for the treasure token, even if it was the Diviner of Fates, rather. We do get our Emperor. The Emperor is New Groove. We go and play this. Let's just go straight for the Herald of Vengeance. That was our plan all along. No counters or anything, so we are all good there. Get rid of that nasty goblin. And now we've got something staring at them in the face. with some luscious Diviner of Fates in the chamber here. So they're just going to burn down the house. That is a very expensive removal spell. They just ooh, a 5-drop sorcery just to remove one creature. I mean, hey, okay. I'm gonna go for Diviner of Fates here. Maybe we can draw into something that's not a land here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As long as we have 6, I think we're pretty good in this deck. So I'm gonna get rid of the Raffine's Tower, get something else, and now we can drop this. I guess we can just go for... Doesn't really matter. I guess Fight's fine here. And yeah, so we're just gonna end the turn, but we're still holding up this Emperor. We might want to even cycle this, but I love having the Raffine's Tower here because when you cycle it on their turn, which is what we're doing, it's every turn. So now we get the additional land from this tower as well. Meathook Massacre, that is going to be fine. Let's go ahead and Raffine's Tower to get our maximum value here. So just another land with another Diviner of Fates though, and that is going to be the difference in this matchup, I think. We do get the Emperor here, and the Emperor, I don't know, does the Emperor want to come out and play? I think so, because we're going to be able to go for Tenacious Underdog and another Diviner of Fates, right? Yeah, I think we're going to have to do this. Tenacious Underdog, Diviner of Fates. We're holding off on the Emperor. The Emperor just doesn't seem a little bit too necessary right now. I guess we'll go ahead and get rid of the Skyclave Apparition. Maybe we'll get like a Raffine or something. Just another Diviner, and honestly, the Diviner is pretty good. We just want all of the card advantage right now. So we get an Undercity Plunder. And things are starting to look our way a little bit here. If they're using the cycling ability on their turn, sorcery speed, before they play anything, that's not too good for them. Ooh. This is actually good. I am a huge fan of this card. I think this card is really good. They just get an expressive iteration out of it, so can't do anything too menacing at this turn. We also have an Undercity Plunder, so whatever they grab here, I mean, I don't even remember. I don't think they dropped their land just yet. Yeah, they didn't. So they get the Hive of the Eye Tyrant, which is kind of unfortunate. What do they have in their graveyard? Anytime, you gotta be careful what they have in the graveyard when you have Tasha, but they don't have any creatures in there. So what do we actually want to do here? Let's go for the Undercity Plunder here. Let's go and make them walk the plank. I want to see what they got going on here. Maybe they can let us conjure something really good. Just a swamp, so that's a hard no, unfortunately. Do we want to get out the Witch? I mean, we could just get out the Emperor. At this point, I mean, this thing doesn't really affect me that much. So I swing in here. The nice thing about Callum, though, we could just play it. Like, we could. But the point of this is to discard it on their end step. So I think we're going to use Diviner. Let's get rid of the stupid swamp they gave us. We don't want that swamp. We get 2 lands in return. So now, we're going to go for Forsaken Crossroads. I guess we'll just go black. It does not matter. It really doesn't. We're going to strike for something good. Not a land here. And then next turn, we can hold up the Jin Emperor and the Apparition. Not the Apparition, the Vanishing Verse. What the heck am I saying? So, this is the expressive iteration here. And what's so nice about these Diviner of Fates, because when we discard on their turn, we also get our value. It also works wonderfully with the Citystalker Connoisseur and the Blood Token, because even the Blood Token, you get double Diviner of Fates. And now that they are using this, let's go ahead and just do this now. We might as well get some more creatures in our... And I'm just having fun at this point, because I am just taking all of the creatures in our deck here before our next turn, and they use Infernal Grasp. That's unfortunate, but at least we still get one here. So another Diviner of Fates. This is just too crazy for my brain to handle. Oh my word. Look at all of this land. I don't even know where to begin. I really don't. Let's go for the... no, this is actually not that hard. We're going to go for the Citystalker Connoisseur. Get rid of the best thing in their hand. And slowly they're just losing value. They just are. They're just losing value, and we still have 14 life. So, not ready for the column just yet. So I think we're going to go for Tasha. And what is the only cards in their graveyard right now? I think it's just the spell.
Perfect.
And that's it.
I haven't lost.
Just basic. Are you Starbucks or what? Just basic. It's not even fall yet, so let's go ahead and keep this. Well, what do we got here? We're a little bit sort of slower of a start, but we have really control-y. The Wandering Emperor just stops aggro in its tracks, so I'm not even too worried about it. Blood-type Harvester, maybe a smidge, but just a smidge. Don't get it twisted. We'll go ahead and drop this, and like I said, off to a very slow start, but we'll go ahead and fix up our hand here. Very nitpicky about the old hands. The more that I started doing it, I've been doing this for a while, and I kind of try to do it especially for content, but I think it does kind of make you a better player, so I'm a little bit more nitpicky now than when I first started, like, you know, like a year ago. I never really used to do it, but maybe I make that the question of the day. They do got their anvil. The anvil is actually not the end of the world. We can use Skyclave Apparition on that, so not really that big of a deal. I guess we do need a lot of white in this deck, so Skyclave Apparition, I want to take it on the anvil, because this anvil is kind of what makes the deck run. So we'll go ahead and use this, and then I think I'll even trade here, and then just give them the 2-drop. They could have used it to sacrifice itself, but I guess they would rather have the 2/2 body. Because when I target it, yeah, you can sacrifice the actual anvil, but they choose not to. Harvester, okay. And Xander's Wake. That is annoying. So whether they, you know, sacrifice themselves to kill me or swing in with battle, I was going to block them anyway. So they do get their 2/2 back. I don't think it's that big a deal here, though. We do have a Diviner of Fates. We can go for Tasha. Tasha's not too bad. Wandering Emperor can do some exiling. Like, what do we actually want to do here? Bind of Secrecy is not that good. This kind of just telegraphs that we have Wandering Emperor, but I still just like it. Unless they have a Deadly Dispute when they target us, I think this is the best move here. Boom, boom, boom. So let's see if they swing in here. And hopefully they do not have a Deadly Dispute. They probably, again, I am telegraphing the Wandering Emperor here by paying the Emeria's Call into a land. Okay. So hopefully we work it out here.
Much during my travels.
It's gonna use it on the Harvester.
Show you.
And they get it to go. That is excellent. That is really good here.
My judgment is fine.
They don't get the Xander's Wake ability either way. Well, not either way, but this way they don't get the Xander's Wake, which I absolutely love. If they want to target the Wandering Emperor, it is what it is. I think we'll play the Tasha Unholy Archmage next turn. They won't be able to swing in with this effectively, so not too sure what they play here. They are Rakdos, so you'd think they would play something kind of aggressive here. Yeah, I mean, this is Anvil Rakdos, so, like, they have to want to be playing something every turn. They're not going to win a marathon with us. There's a Blade Juggler here. Hopefully we get into another land. We could actually just go for Herald of Vengeance, and that would swing this game very, very hard, but we have no such luck, which is pretty sad. We could go for the Emeria's Call, but, man, down to 9. I guess, is that worth it? I think it would have to be, right? Yeah, it's nerve-wracking, but I think we can do this. Let's go for the Herald of Vengeance. We kill these things. I know they have those Xander's Wake, which is really annoying. And then it just becomes on the Wandering Emperor. What do we want to do with the Wandering Emperor? I think because our board state is pretty fragile here. They only get 1, so even though we kill 2, they only get 1. So that is kind of nice. But here's the question. Are they running like Infernal Grasp or something? Like this, do I make a body here or do I do +1/+1? I think we're going to go for the +1/+1 just so that we can possibly exile something and gain 2 life.
I've got new moves to teach you.
We'll see if that's the best move. I mean, it is definitely not really the easiest decision to make. At least this way they do take resources to the Wandering Emperor, and we have this Herald of Vengeance. I mean, this deck with the Xander's Wake, though, creates so much of value so quickly. It's actually pretty nuts. So they definitely have to think this through. I mean, I honestly don't know, like, percentage-wise, like, where we stand here. We want to get this Tasha's out as soon as possible. The Bind of Secrecy is just kind of underwhelming here a little bit. Just a little bit too slow to establish control before we hold up that counterspell. But if they use resources to the Wandering Emperor, for like burn, If not, I mean, if they would have had like an Infernal Grasp or something, they just hit the Herald of Vengeance and they just swing in and that's that, and that's pretty bad for us, but they don't. Baldur and Epicure, okay, down to 8. We do have to be careful here. Just basic. You're basically boring me. No, I'm just kidding. Totally kidding. A little bit. Mostly. Morbid Opportunist. So that is going to be more card draw. So they have so much card draw in this deck here. So they're not going to swing in. We do get the Eiganjo. How do we want to play this out? We can go for Unholy Archmage and then hold up a Secrecy. No, we actually can't. We have not nearly enough. We have so much white. Oh my goodness. Okay. Dude, this is not great. I guess we're going to go for Diviner of Fate and then get rid of the Eiganjo. Maybe we get a black or a blue source here. We do get a Calm, which is kind of nice. So if we could get a blue source, any blue source will do. We can use our Emperor, our lovely Emperor friend. This is a Forsaken Crossroads. Let's go ahead and call this blue. We'll go ahead and untap. So that means we definitely are committing to the Emperor here. Let's go ahead and create a body here. I think as long as we keep the Emperor alive, that forever body is a constant right here. We're going to let our blade do the talking. And then because we have the Emperor and the Diviner online, I think we should be okay here. The problem is, I don't want... man, all these blocks and whatnot are going to be kind of annoying. Yeah, we still are just going to have to keep it. I know that we even have this Emperor, but if they go for Den of the Bugbear, that does put us behind in combat. And with 8 life, we just can't really afford to swing in, I don't think. So no matter what, I mean, I don't want to say no matter what happens. We want to wait. So they go for the Sanguine Brushstroke. That is not good. If we had a black source, we could go for Bind to Secrecy. So that is really, really bad. Oh, wow. Oof. Okay. We're going to have to use the Emperor. And at least just get rid of the, maybe the Blade Juggler. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Okay. So let's go ahead and do this now. Right onto the Blade Juggler here. But this way we do get the Diviner of Fate. And we also get to draw the card from the Emperor here. So Citystalker Connoisseur. What we want is maybe some life gain. So we are running 1 Elspeth. I mean, oof. I think I did take out the Elspeth just to kind of like make emphasis on the Emperor. Still not really sure if you should be running 4 or 1. I kind of like running 4 just kind of show that worst case scenario. You still discard it, tap a card, and then you get a card back. So like just a really dynamite card. They are going to swing. Okay, well. Do I give them the Blood Artist and the Xander's Wake is the question. I guess we're going to have to. I guess we'll play ball. So, I mean, we either deal 2 damage. Either way, yeah, it's a catch-22. There's no matter what we do here. And if we block or kill 1, we might as well do both. Because Xander's Wake can only give them 1. They do get to draw and the Xander's Wake. I mean, that's so much mana. Well, it's not a lot of mana. I guess they have 3. So they still have a full hand. I mean, they could probably still play at least 2 cards if they'd like. Oof. Pretty dynamite deck. I mean, the Anvil with Xander's Wake. I mean, just a really good deck here. There's another Anvil. I did not want to see another Anvil. That is a problem. Here's the Blood Token here. And with this Blood Artist and the Anvil here, down to 5, we are going to need some serious help. We do get a Vanishing Verse, and the Vanishing Verse is pretty gosh darn awesome. Okay. How do we want to play this? I think we're going to have to use Diviner of Fates, get rid of a Tasha, maybe for an Elspeth or something here. I think we're going to have to do that. Tasha is just not going to cut it right now. So that's going to be what I do. There's our Elspeth. Oh my gosh. Well, We can't play it just yet. I wonder if with the Vanishing Verse if we're going to be okay or not. Let's go ahead and get rid of you. We'll get a Wandering Emperor on top and another Tasha just out of luckiness. That's actually pretty cool. We'll drop this for blue. And I think we're going to make a body here.
Years of training. For this, keep watch for intruders.
And let's go for the Wandering Emperor. And I think this is going to be the way we do this here. Let's go ahead and exile you.
I am the Emperor of Kamigawa.
Gain 2 life.
You protect my people. You're done.
You're done. So let's go ahead and swing in here. Again. Think if we can just survive one more turn, which is a big if, they're going to be able to go for Citystalker. No, not Citystalker. We have that in our hand. Unequal Anvil. Oh boy. So the Xander's Wake's going to go off. I don't know. I mean, I think they probably could. I mean, they could have used the Unequal Anvil. I don't know why they did not. That's an extra damage that they miss out on, I guess. Mihawk Massacre is going to do it, unfortunately. Oh. Well, that made it easy on him. The Mihawk Massacre, such a killer here. It only does damage to us. It doesn't make them gain life, but that does not matter when we are getting drained. Rigby, how we doing here? Let's go ahead and keep this. And, oh, we got the little, what, Minsk and Boo? You gotta love it. I'm actually not the biggest fan of either one of these cards, even the creature, and I don't know. I will probably make a deck with this at some point with the Planeswalker, but can't lie, I think it's a little underwhelming for the mana cost. I think it costs like 5 or something, and then you get like obviously you get the hamster token. I don't know. I think it's pretty weak, to be honest with you, but we'll still go ahead and try it. Either way, let's not focus about that. Let's focus at what we have in front of us here, and we're just going to go ahead. Yeah, we'll go ahead and drop this. We don't have a 2-drop, so we'll go ahead and at least save the Bolt, a life gain or life loss rather. Then we just go for Diviner of Fates into the Raffine. Pretty standard opening here because Esper is just too good. Esper, Obscura, whatever you want to call it. It's just too good. I do think that it is borderline tier. I mean, tier 0 is like a very bold claim, but it's pretty close. I feel like you're pretty much, since the Ignis, the Grinning Ignis loop got, you know, I feel like, you know, it's pretty much Esper or bust, honestly. So, because this is like mono green, I think we're going to get rid of the Bind to Secrecy. I can't see that being useful. Plus, we can get like maybe like a Vanishing Verse. We don't, unfortunately. We get a Bind to Secrecy again, but it's okay. Maybe we can get a Vanishing Verse next turn with the Raffine or something. So, oh, wow. So, wow, that's usually not really a winning recipe for mono green, is to play nothing. But I'm going to go ahead and just do what we can. Raffine's going to be able to connive with the Diviner of Fates, and that's really good because then we just get another card, and it's like, that's a 2-for-1 just for swinging in. And if you're playing mono green, you typically want to swing in, so, well, yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of the Bind of Secrecy. We're looking for a Vanishing Verse. And there's the Vanishing Verse, and that is a lot better, a lot more suitable to this matchup, and that is why this deck is just too powerful. I mean, you just are never, like, you just never not have a tool to deal with something, and that's what makes this deck so insane. You just have a little bit of everything. You've got discard, you've got removal, you have exile, you've got, I mean, one-sided sweepers, you have like, I think I already said discard, but you get the point. So 2 Forceful Cultivate. Okay, so now they actually have a formidable foe at this point, and this kind of sucks because we are not getting into anything cool here. I think we just swing in, and I think we put it on the Fates, because this has more power, and they can either chump it. Let's go ahead and do this, because I think we're going to put 2 yeah. So we'll do 1 Herald of Vengeance. I think 1's fine with that. And I guess we'll go for 1 Plunder here. And then, yeah, so this way we get up to 6 power. I want the 6 power a lot, and they just let it go. Wow, okay. That's fine with me. Down to 9 they go, and this is looking pretty good. Let's go and play you. This is a little bit, this could be good if they play something else, but I think we just go for Tasha here. Tasha is literally so good. I love this Wicked Witch.
When I win, I'd love feedback on which spell impressed you the most.
I think the +1 probably is the most impressive spell. When you get this out, it seems like, oh, okay, that's not that good. We can deal with it. And like, Tasha is literally such a menace. And they just give it up. I'm telling you, it's too good. It just weakens all your opponents. And wow,